In this video, we're going to be testing out the all-new MSI Stealth 18HX AI laptop powered by the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5090 laptop GPU. Given the specs that we've got here with the new Stealth 18, it is coming in with a pretty slim form factor. It's actually coming in at 23.99 millimeters thick at the thickest spot of the unit. And just to kind of give you an idea, here's an iPhone 15 Pro Max right beside it. So yeah, it's definitely a lot slimmer than most of the other laptops out there with the RTX 5090. And they've added quite a lot here, like a fully customizable per key backlit RGB keyboard by SteelSeries. We've got a huge trackpad with this unit, and obviously with this 18-inch form factor, they did have to go all out with the display. So they added a 120 hertz 4K mini LED display. It'll do up to 1000 nits of brightness. Again, we've got that huge, super smooth trackpad here, along with a fingerprint sensor for easy login. Plus, it's got an IR camera built in if you want to use Windows Hello. Really easy to get that set up. I mentioned that we've got the RTX 5090 laptop GPU here, but when it comes to the CPU, this is utilizing the Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX, and to keep everything nice and chilly, they've implemented their new cooling system using vapor chambers, dual fans. It's got 4 exhaust outputs, and their new IntraFlow fan system, which actually allows air to be circulated inside of the laptop itself to cool other components. And when it comes to I/O, over here on the left-hand side, we've got 2 full-size USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports. Moving to the back of the unit, we've got our power input, HDMI 2.1, so it'll do 8K 60 Hz out or 4K 120, and we've got a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port around here also. On the right-hand side, full-size SD card reader and 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports. When it comes to the overall specs of the new MSI Stealth 18HX AI, like I mentioned, we've got that Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX, 24 cores, 24 threads, 36 megabytes of cache, and this will clock up to 5.4 gigahertz. Graphics are handled by that NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5090 laptop GPU with 24 gigabytes of GDDR7 VRAM, and it'll do up to 150 watts in this unit. You can add up to 96 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM here. This one has 64 dual channel running at 5600, 120 hertz, 18-inch mini LED display with a resolution of 3840 by 2400. So it's a little over 4K, but it's a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. 100% DCI-P3, display HDR 1000, and yeah, up to 1000 nits of brightness out of this thing. Dual stereo speakers with 4 woofers. This thing sounds awesome. I mean, as soon as I booted it up and started playing some games with it, I noticed this was putting out bass, so I actually went back to the spec sheet, and sure enough, it's got 4 woofers built in. Intel Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.4, a 99 watt-hour battery, and this is running Windows 11 out of the box. They opted to use this SteelSeries keyboard, and it feels great. I mean, one of the best ones that I've seen in a laptop, at least with laptops that I've reviewed. Usually we don't see something like this. It also has that fingerprint sensor to log in easily. Big, smooth trackpad here. I haven't run into any issues with it whatsoever. And the sound here is outstanding. Upward firing speakers, plus we've got those woofers down below. And with all of the newer laptops on the market, we get that Copilot key. So if you need to use Copilot, you've got it right here. Okay, jumping in here a bit closer, wanted to give you a look at everything. We've got that Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX, 24 cores, 24 threads, and this thing does put down some really good CPU performance. This unit did come pre-installed with 64 gigs of DDR5 at 5600, but the main claim to fame here is that NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5090 laptop GPU with 24 gigs of VRAM, so it's actually 23.5. And I did want to show you what kind of TGP this is running at. So I've got Furmark, and we should, 150. And in some cases, under an extreme load with a little bit of an overclock, you can hit around 175 watts on this thing, which is crazy for a laptop. When it comes to performance for these MSI laptops, we do have MSI Center. And from the features section, I'm in extreme performance, but we've also got a balanced Eco Silent and the MSI AI engine. So this will automatically tune your fans. It'll automatically swap over from iGPU to DGPU. But for all of my testing, we're going to be in extreme performance. From here, we've got a little bit of tuning. Core clock offset up 200 megahertz. And we've got VRAM offset up to, okay, it does 200 over there also. We'll go to default. Plus fan speed, auto, cooler boost, and advanced. And I mean, given that we've got a pretty powerful laptop here with most of them, if you peg this out at 100%, yeah, it does get pretty loud. Auto seems to do a really good job though. Go ahead and save that. More features from General, we can set up our switch keys, display overdrive, HDR settings, and our GPU switch. I'm in discrete graphics mode, so we're using that RTX 5090. Crosshair display on screen, and yeah, you can see it right there. So you can leave that on at any time. It's really up to you. And finally here, when it comes to MSI's new features, this actually doesn't come pre-installed. You will have to download it. It's the MSI AI robot. Now you can ask this a bunch of different things, but what I found pretty cool was the fact that you can actually ask this to tune your PC, turn the fans up, go to performance mode, enable the AI engine. It'll give us a little bit of feedback, and there we have it. So now we are enabled with the AI engine. So if I go back to our user scenario, you can see we went from extreme performance over to the AI engine. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Not sure how many people are going to use that. I mean, it's probably easier to just go into the MSI Center and enable it yourself. But those new features coming in with AI, I mean, everybody wants to do something a bit different, and that's what they've got here. Another thing I've been testing here with this RTX 5090 laptop GPU is LM Studio. I've got DeepSeek R1 already preloaded into memory. We'll go ahead and ask it a question. You'll see it kind of pegs out this GPU here up to close to 90% utilization. Yeah, actually it did go up to 90% utilization. We've got our AI assistant here thinking using DeepSeek R1. Took 11.13 seconds to go ahead and generate this. And I just asked it, how does a GPU work in a laptop? So it just gives us a nice little rundown here. So yeah, it's pretty quick here, even when you compare it to something like the RTX 4090. Another thing I've been messing around with on this laptop is AI image and video generation using a Muse. You could use Comfy UI or A1111, it's really up to you, but this is just easy to use and it kind of shows off really nicely in a video. With the newest version of Amuse, we do have video generation, and before it was kind of video to video or image to video. Now we've got kind of raw video generation. We're just going to do one video, quality, let's do 4 seconds, and right down here it's going to give us our elapsed time. We're going to do a cute raccoon playing guitar in the beach. See what this does. It'll start loading into our VRAM, and as soon as it's loaded, yep, there we go. It's going to peg out that RTX 5090. And for a 2 second, it takes about 19.2 seconds. We're doing a 4 second now. So we've got 72 steps here. 45 seconds, 4 second video of a raccoon playing a guitar in the beach. And yeah, it's not world changing video generation, but it just kind of goes to show you what this thing can do. And it's not bad. I mean, given that we did a 4 second here at 45 seconds, pretty nice for a laptop GPU for sure. But now I want to get into some performance benchmarks here because again, I mean, we've got the most powerful laptop GPU here paired up with a really powerful CPU. And this thing does put down some extremely amazing performance. The first benchmark we have here is Geekbench 6 coming in with a single core of 2,999. I mean, right there on the edge at 3,000. Multi 19,866. This is outstanding for a mobile chip. There's no doubt about it. Moving over to some GPU benchmarks, we've got 3D Mark Steel Nomad. Total score here with that RTX 5090 laptop, 5,455. And we got 54.56 FPS out of Steel Nomad. Port Royal, 15,049. And finally, Time Spy with a really impressive 21,748. Graphics score, 23,767. When it comes to running these synthetic benchmarks on a laptop, these are definitely some of the highest scores that I've seen through all of my testing so far, but now it's time to see how this thing can really game. And the first one we have here is Cyberpunk 2077. We're at 4K, ray tracing set to overdrive, and it was a bit odd. I'm not sure if it's due to the newer NVIDIA driver or not, but from the settings, we should be able to go up to 3840 by 2400. It just had that 4K resolution, but as you can see, it's still 16 by 10. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. Either way, we're maxed out here, ray tracing overdrive, and with this, it does use path tracing. And in order to get this kind of frame rate, we did need to enable NVIDIA's DLSS 4 multi-frame generation. So that's also set to X4, but we're over 100 FPS on average, totally maxed out here with Cyberpunk on a laptop. The next one I wanted to test here was Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. 3840, 2400, very high, no DLSS, so we're at a true 2400p here with this game, and we're getting an average of 91 FPS. GPU is working hard here, and you can get more out of it by enabling DLSS or frame gen. It's always up to you.
Maybe I should meet up with Aaron.
The next one we have here is Oblivion Remastered at 3840 by 2400, ultra settings with ray tracing set to ultra, and I did need to enable frame gen. So there's no multi-frame gen with this game just yet, and with ray tracing enabled, I did need some frame gen to achieve this kind of FPS, but with ray tracing totally disabled, we can get an average of around 73. Forza Horizon 5, 3840, 2400, Extreme Plus, no DLSS. And by Extreme Plus, I mean you go into the settings and go to that Extreme preset. We've still got a lot of settings that we can turn up to Ultra, and that's what I mean by Extreme Plus. But we're not using any kind of scaling here, and we're getting an average of around 96 FPS. And remember, we're a little over 4K resolution at 3840 by 2400. And the final game I wanted to test here was Marvel Rivals, Ultra Settings, Frame Gen set to X2, and I've also got NVIDIA's Reflex on, so very low latency here, and I mean, we're getting some really good frame rates at this resolution on a laptop. So obviously with the new MSI Stealth 18, this is not a budget laptop. It's a premium laptop. We've got that RTX 5090. You can't get any better in a laptop than that. I consider this more of a workstation slash gaming machine. With the performance the Stealth 18 is putting out, I mean, you can get anything you need done on this. 3D modeling, and as we saw, you can even run AI applications on this pretty well, given that we've got that RTX 5090. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you're interested in learning a little more about the Stealth 18HX AI, I'll leave some links in the description. And if there's anything else you want to see running on this laptop, just let me know in the comments below. But that's it for this one. Like always, thanks for watching.